Can I taste your juice?
So we're gonna do this little vlog, this little Greek vlog here, this little Greek trip vlog, and we're at our.
Are you sure that if you're filming upright like that's gonna be an HD, or do you have to go sideways on it?
Oh shit! That's a great way to start it out. That's exactly why I don't vlog, right? So where are we tonight?
So we're in a place called 𝗍𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, which is seaside on the street. If you can see much.
It's dark. It's very dark.
Very dark. And we're in the southern part of Peloponnese in Greece, and we're at a very famous seafood restaurant called 𝗍𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 to have dinner.
Okay. And you'll do all the ordering for me.
Yeah,
So you're a very good date. You really are.
I'm just trying to treat you to a very romantic seafood seaside dinner.
It's beautiful.
Nice
It really is.
going.
Bathtub over here. Kind of small. Looks like a big sink. The outside. It's our pool. Remnants of Jack Daniels. You wanted me to bring
it's supposed to be a selfie stick, like you don't have to like shove it in my face.
You wanted me to bring the camera, so.
Okay, well, we're gonna go use it now.
Alright, you're still playing like
I'm not gonna tell you though what we're gonna do.
No, I know. It's exciting. I have no idea what's going on today. Where are we going? It's very exciting.
It's like a mystery outing.
Yeah, but the problem is, like, you've been keeping this from me. You know, I have no idea where we're going.
You know, I figured since we're going through this midlife crisis for me, you're a little later stage midlife crisis on the back end. Yeah. I figured we'd just do like a little adventure today, something that just you know, just be spontaneous.
Okay.
All right, here's where we're going.
Are we going scuba diving?
We're going fucking scuba diving.
Yes.
Fucking VIP.
Yes, I love scuba diving.
You've been scuba diving?
I have. I'm so excited. Do we have to do like the training course?
Yep, we do.
Oh, I'm excited. Yay! 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 No, yeah, but the last time I scuba dove.
Scuba dove?
Scuba dove. Is that a word? I don't know. Scuba dove.
Scuba dove?
Was Aruba, but it was like, I don't know, 5-10 years ago, something like that. It was a long time ago. Oh, I went deep, at least 6 inches.
I have one question. Look at this. Are we gonna find a mask that's going to fit this? It's kind of big. His head has its own zip code. If you look here, it's a.
Shouldn't give you the camera. I should not give you the camera. Just to let you know, I'm much more famous than he is, okay?
He's very, very
So if there's any danger involved, make sure he goes first. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I think the issue's going to be with the facial hair.
Yeah.
A bit of water comes inside. But when we get to the beach, I'll explain how you take the water out.
No, is that his?
Shave
Is that his mask? Yeah. All right. Can I see that mask here?
To my boss.
So bad.
I know that. No.
Yeah, how's it feel? Now you know how I feel in China when I'm trying out all those suits to go into the factory. It looks good on you.
Huh?
That was very slimming.
Doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I should wear this all the time.
You should wear that all the time. Look at that. You look good. You look good.
Huh?
Yeah. By the way, absolutely no bulge whatsoever. None.
That's my great camel.
Feel good?
Eddie, are you walking? Are you walking? Eddie, are you walking?
I'd have loved for you if you just trip and fall right there.
Should I put so have you spit in the mask before we get home?
Can I spit in his mask? Please let me spit in his mask.
Spit to agree, guys. A little bit relevant, like just a little bit of spit. Or like,
Get a big loogie in there, buddy.
what do I just like rub it around?
Oh, yeah, rub it in. You gotta rub it. Come on, you should know what to do with the spit once you spit.
Alright, I think I got it.
There, you got it. Good job.
Can I put it on?
You just don't get in the water first.
Okay.
Get rid of the spit that you did put in there.
Okay.
Then you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh yeah, it's so comfortable.
Is it coming?
That's unbelievable.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a little salty. But we're fine.
I wasn't recording, damn it! Oh man, the 1 second that I wasn't recording, you went down.
You didn't record that?
No, it wasn't. You had it turned off.
I gotta go back over there.
I turned it on right away. Hold on. Oh shit!
You thought it was 𝗍𝗂𝗍𝗀? Oh,
Alright, hold on.
I'm gonna try to get it.
I got it now. I got it now. Here, I'll help you, old man. Yeah, here, I'll take this.
Alright, you got it.
I'm shooting video now. Tell you what, the last time I took a water taxi, it was in Venice.
Yeah?
Yep.
Like this?
I don't know. We're gonna find out, I guess. He says it's a little choppy out there. Do you get seasick?
No.
It would make for good video. It is.
Alright, it's here, master.
Silhouette. Which island are we going to?
So we're going to the island of Spetses, which is one of the islands that's very close to the mainland. You can actually take a big boat from like Athens to get here, or you can do what we did and drive down 3.5 hours to mainland and then just take a ferry boat or a taxi like we're in now. And there's a little, it's about 3 or 4 islands here that you can actually reach by boat, but this is the biggest one and the most populated and the most touristy one, the Spetses.
Okay. And this is off season for them now, right?
Yeah, I mean usually July and August are the 2 biggest seasons for tourists, but even September, because prices are a little bit cheaper and it's not as populated, so a lot of people do come to vacation here. I mean, we're going to see a lot of people, but August is a peak season for these islands.
Right. Thank you for the commentary.
Oh, anytime. Have this old building over there that's been registered in the history in the Greek government. But this is the new port, what they call the new port here. They built this for the tourism so the boats can come in. And, you know, you have these little boats that will take you to the beaches in the morning because there's no cars allowed here. You're going to see there's no cars on this island at all. There's only motorcycles and horses. But 3 kilometers that way, we're going to walk all the way around that port. The old port, and that's where all the clubs and the bars are, and most of the food places are as you're walking down through there. It's pretty cool. So this is a historic building that's been transformed into a hotel, and hotel, that's a taxi, they don't allow cars. And what they do here every year to commemorate the big battle, there's a big battle here in the war, to commemorate that the first week of September, unfortunately we're here on the second week of September, but the first week of September every year, everybody comes to the island, and this place is just jam-packed with people. And what they do is they recreate the scene. So they take a boat, a wooden boat, and they put it right in the center over there where everybody can see it. And then they mimic a guy. There's a guy actually in another wooden boat and kind of rows up to the boat that's been parked. And this is how the Greeks fought and won at the time. They used to just sneak in and sometimes sacrifice their bodies by blowing up the boats. So they'll throw a flame onto that boat and then they're gonna, you know, start paddling back, and then all of a sudden the boat just starts exploding. And of course they've got it filled with fireworks as well too. And it's like a huge fireworks show in the middle of the water. It's really, really interesting. I'll find a clip and you can just kind of put it right here and show you exactly what's happening. Last time I was here to see that, I was 18 years old. That's how long ago it was. But it was so much fun and just huge excitement, just filled with people. All right, so Phil, where are we at, bud?
You're asking me where we're at.
Yeah,
I don't know. We walked about 25 miles up
No,
a hill.
25 minutes.
It was like 25 miles up a hill. But I tell you what, it was well worth it. We are at
𝗀𝗏𝗀𝗏. And we had what? We had meats?
We had meats. We had delicious, tasty lamb popsicles. So good. And we had tzatziki. And we had Greek salad. And what's the name of those potatoes?
𝗀𝗏𝗀.
𝗀𝗏𝗀. They were very good. Very good. It was
so, can I ask something? I said, what happened to your arm there? What is that?
You see, when we went scuba diving, I was battling a barracuda. There was a barracuda, and it was swimming towards you. And so what I had to do was I had to get in between it. I had I was protecting you. I was protecting you. That's what happened.
There's no barracudas in Greece.
Oh, there
so,
aren't.
you know, so you have to change the story up a little bit.
I was driving a motorcycle, and the motorcycle, and I slipped, and the motorcycle, and I scraped my arm because I scraped my arm when I was sliding with the motorcycle.
So why don't you just tell everybody what really happened with your arm?
I fell in the
pool. Literally slipped.
I did. It was slippery.
It was slippery. It was.
It was slippery, right?
It was.
Slippery. Number one, it was slippery. Number two, it was ice. Cold. Ice cold. So it was good because I didn't feel it for a little while.
So when you went out to the pool to get inside, we have a little private pool, but there's neighbors on the left and there's neighbors on the right. And it happened to be that both of them were out.
They were both out,
So what did you do after you fall? Did you call for help or did you yell or anything? What exactly did you do?
What I did was I fell, and then I was just... I looked around,
like literally bleeding out of your arm.
There's a little bit of blood, and I looked around to make sure nobody could see me. I don't call for help. It's nothing. That's nothing.
You gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'll be okay.
Do you have a tetanus shot?
I'll be alright.
That looks pretty painful, actually.
I'm not gonna lie to you. It does sting a little bit.
So we're walking from the new port to the old port. We've been walking for a couple of kilometers now.
Right.
And like I told you earlier,
we've been walking for what, like 100 kilometers?
Yeah, it feels like it.
Feels like it.
After you ate all that lamb,
Oh my God.
But I think the last time I was here, that's like 30 years ago.
Yeah.
Me and Greg and my buddies used to come here and have really good times.
30 years ago. So the last time you were here, you were about 30 years old.
Yeah.
All right.
I was 6.
All right.
But so we were at the old port over here drinking one night, and I got very, very drunk. I mean, I drank a lot.
Can't imagine that.
So what happened is we left about 5:30 in the morning, and everybody walks, so we had to walk from the old port and go to the new port where we were staying in our house.
Right.
And it was me, Greg, and another friend of mine from school. And as we were walking, there's some girls here swimming.
In this water right here?
Yeah. They were at a bar, and some foreigner girls, and they just decided to...
There's not like a beach here or anything either.
No, it's not really a beach. I mean,
there's just in the water.
I mean, you can just... there's a little bit of a land here on the... So anyway, but these girls were, they were swimming, and they were like, And I took that as a mating call, apparently. So I see him, and I was like, well, I'm going to come swim too. And they're like, yeah. So, I started taking off my shirt, taking off my pants.
Show us.
This is absolutely true story. Okay. And I take off my shirt, take off my pants.
Yeah.
And if you look at the water here, it's maybe a foot and a half for, when you go in.
Yeah.
So what happened is they're laughing, they're laughing. So as soon as
the mating call, right?
Yeah, the mating call. As soon as I get in the water, I dive.
Yeah.
And as soon as my head went under the water,
you hit your head.
Now keep in mind, it's only a foot and a half.
You shouldn't dive in a foot and a half of water.
I didn't really dive. I just kind of like fell in the water.
Fell in the water.
I wasn't like
drunk.
springboarding or anything.
Right.
So as soon as my head got under the water, I couldn't find the surface.
You couldn't find the surface.
No.
It's only about a foot and a half.
So drunk. Yeah. I was so drunk that as soon as I got under the water, and then I started to panic.
Right.
I was literally having like a panic attack. And it might have been, I don't know, 15 seconds. It felt like it was 2 hours that I was underwater. And all of a sudden I feel a hand grab my hair and pull me up. It was my buddy that was with me.
Who was it?
His name was Christos.
He saved your life.
He really did.
Saved your life.
I mean, Greg was laughing. He thought it was like, you know, where I was like, you know, screwing around with the chicks.
Right.
But he pulls me out.
Right.
And I was like, and he literally saved my life.
It's amazing.
That day.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Jump back in the water. I want to save your life. Come on. I want to be the next guy.
The moral of the story here is don't drink and skinny dip. That's the moral of the story.
Right.
Here. So
and be careful with certain mating calls too.
Yes. Don't take the wrong signal.
Let's look at the water where you almost killed yourself. It's right here. You could actually see, like you could see, you could see the bottom, man.
It's just so shallow.
It's so shallow. But you know what?
Watching out for you.
I'm even more uncomfortable with the speed now.
Why?
Because I saw how you have to park at some of the stores yesterday. And there's no ramps. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no ramps.
Yes.
There's just the curb. You have to literally drive up onto the curb. And it's like, okay, now that speedometer might say 220 kilometers per hour, which is absolute horseshit, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay?
I don't know about that.
But
we can test that theory if you want.
No, not with me in the car. Also, definitely, would you agree? Would you agree? Definitely not a sport utility. Definitely not a 4x4. Definitely not a vehicle that should be jumping curves.
Yeah, well,
right?
the Yaris has been designed up to a 7-inch curve you can get on, no problem.
That's some bullshit right there. You show me that in the manual. Show me that in the specification.
It's one of these unwritten rules.
So yeah, like I mean, God knows. I mean, the rims can't be all that quality. You probably spent like 3 rims.
What are you talking about?
If I feel any kind of vibration as we're driving, I'm gonna get out and get a taxi. You probably know better around here either, but
maybe you need a Yaris.
It's a car.
You know those nicotine warnings that you see on the packs?
Yeah.
I think we should have a warning here on this particular portion of the video.
yeah.
That says if you're at any capacity on a keto diet, just don't watch this.
Oh my God. How come we never came here before? This is where, like, Greece and Italy, they're so similar, right? I mean, I've been to Italian, bakeries that are so similar to this. Not quite on this
Savory,
scale, but
sweet, you know, a lot of pride in the art of cooking, and everything's displayed so beautiful.
yeah, the presentation is amazing.
Yeah, they take it seriously. They take their bakery seriously.
Yep.
We are in 𝗍𝗵𝗀𝘀. This is my suburb. This is where I grew up. This is my town. My house is actually 2 blocks up that way. The house that I grew up is 2 blocks that way. This is the church, the main square of the suburb here. This is where my sister got married. And this is where we're opening up Liquid Puff number 3. So I'm very, very excited to be in my own hometown. This whole
Yeah,
thing
like,
right here will have INNOKIN on it. We'll have INNOKIN sign on top. We'll try and put some LED lights, spotlights inside. So all this whole thing, as soon as you come here, it will be INNOKIN. Then there'll be a couple of tables here. And then the counter will be across here, like this.
Right.
Because we have this thing, nothing we can do with it, so we're gonna build a counter like that, like this, right?
No. The counter is going to be here, there's going to be displayed here.
Yeah.
And then the liquid water is going to be here. And on the back is the shelf for the liquid. Okay. So there's going to be space here. Here's the cashier. Here's the display, the glass is off. Okay. And the liquid is going to be aligned here. And on the back is the shelf for the liquid.
You know, every time that you come to Greece, I like to take you around and show you stores and partners that I work with and all that. This guy, I've been wanting to go see him for a very long time. Not to take away anything from other stores that we work with, but it's a young guy. He sells the most INNOKIN T20Ss in Greece. This store here.
T20S?
T20S. He has converted more people on this island than and I know this sounds a little bit, you know, not that we don't care about the other vape stores, but places like this have more, they're closer to my heart. And conversion shops. And I just want to go and see him and look at his store. And
So you haven't been to the store yet?
Never been to the store, no.
Okay.
So I talked to him. You know, he has just a wide selection of balance. And since we talked about balance on the Smoker Show, we talk about balance every time we do a Facebook Live. I think what you're going to see here is the definition of what a vape store should be. He caters to 18-year-olds all the way up to 80 years old, 80-year-olds. And he has just a tremendous selection, variety of products, and obviously he has a big section dedicated to INNOKIN because he really believes in the T20S has done very, very well with him. With his customers for conversions, so very excited.
By the way, the speed that we're going right now, probably the safest speed that the Yaris will go at, too.
I don't know if you knew this, but the Yaris is like one of the top cars in Europe.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. Very, very safe.
Very safe.
Maybe you need a Yaris.
It's a car.
Good to meet you guys.
Funny for you guys back in the States. This was just perfect time. We're here in 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝘀 visiting a vape shop called Mr. Vape. It's a wonderful vape shop. These guys have helped a lot of people quit smoking. It's the perfect balance. We always talk about balance between beginner stuff and advanced stuff, and they have the perfect 50-50 of everything that you're going to find here, from liquids to devices to everything. But since we're talking flavor bans all over the United States, we're just sitting here having coffee, talking to the owner, and a guy walks in over here. And I want you to turn the camera on. 74 years old, Phil. 74 years old.
Να πάρω να χαμηλάκι.
Ναι, φοβάσαι. Θα γίνεις τώρα, θα σου ζητάνε και αυτόγραφα σε λίγο. So this guy said...
Τώρα μου δώσει και ένα αυτοκόλλητο να βάλω στα μάξι.
Δεν έχεις ήδη και να βάλεις.
Δεν το έχει δώσει.
74 years old. He just walks right in, goes right to the owner and says, you know, I want one of those that you made me that has the little tea-bear biscuit and chocolate flavor combined together. 74 years old. This is the flavor that this guy wants. This is what's keeping him off cigarettes with just a little rinky-dinky INNOKIN T20S that he's broken the glass and he's got tape on. He doesn't care. He doesn't has zero concern on the wall. All he wants to do is not to smoke with his delicious flavored e-liquids. So this should be the face of vape and not all the marketing hype that we're doing with all this fake modeling stuff that's going on. That should be the face of vape every day.
quality production right here.
That is a quality reduction. Yeah.
Look at that, and it's even the color of your car.
It's now Mr. 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀
know what? It does. You know what's good is that this car can use all the help it can get.
Yeah.
That makes it look better, I think. That's pretty cool.
Maybe you need a Yaris.
It's a car.
So look at that. This one. He's the best. He's the best.
That's amazing, right?
That's awesome, right?
Does it make you feel good?
It does make me feel good. Thank you.
So it's pretty cool, Phil, just walking up to a store here in 𝗍𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀,
Your hometown.
my hometown, and then you see
Right up the street.
up the street, yeah, a little vape shop here, and then you just walk up to the thing, and there's the tank. It is slide tank, the Athens B20S, and the gem pen. Pretty cool.
It's not only cool seeing the tanks in the shops, but seeing people use them.
Yeah.
Like driving around before, literally, we looked in a car and somebody was using a 𝗧𝗵𝗶𝘀.
Yeah.
We went up to the place where we got the ticket for the ferry.
Yeah.
They were using the slide in there. It's an awesome feeling. It's time that we took our relationship to the next level, and I'm buying Dimitri a ring.
An engagement ring,
Engagement ring, yeah.
Please, not from the cheap sterling section over there. Please go to the gold section.
There we have some standards. So this is a really cool intersection here. We're at the intersection of women's clothing and penises.
Penises.
Yeah, so we'll start from the top. We have the PBusardo side right there on the top.
It's not nice.
Yeah, and then we have the Daniel 𝗍𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗀 size here on the bottom.
Right.
Then we move on. This one right here is 𝗍𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗄.
Really?
That size, yeah.
Good for him. Good for him.
And then we start getting to the Greek sizes down here.
Oh,
This is Mike Vapes here on this side, and then of course Vaping Greek all the way down on the bottom. Just got them categorized.
Who's down there at the bottom?
The Vaping Greek
Oh.
down here, down through this side over here. Yeah.
I'm sure you're winding up more up here.
What'd you get?
I got the cutoffs.
By the way, that picture that
picture, I'm
that
so
picture that we
disappointed with that
posted in the pool
I'm
with
really,
your guns out.
I'm bent out of shape about that.
Muscle Magazine contacted me.
Did he really?
Yeah. They wanted to inquire on whose those guns belong to.
And they were gonna put it in Muscle Magazine.
Yeah.
And then it got replaced.
But then I sent them a regular picture of you, and they changed their mind.
Fucked up. It's not nice at all. So I remember seeing this the last time we were here, and it doesn't look like they're much further along.
No, that piece right there, I think they worked on that for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
But you can see this is the prime example of what I'm telling you. This is the old piece, obviously. You can tell where the old piece was sitting, and then where the new. So this is a very, very strenuous work for them to reconstruct exactly how the column was back in, this is, hundreds and hundreds of years ago. So all this time, this is all the work that we've gotten done.
And are they're using all the same materials too?
Yes,
and
marble. They get marble from here. Absolutely, yes.
So by the time they're done with the reconstruction, they're gonna have to reconstruct the reconstruction, probably.
Yeah,
Huh?
we probably won't be around to see it. But I mean, look how much there's work to be done. Piece by piece, they're digging down, they're finding it, and they're bringing it back up, and they're trying to put it in its position.
It's interesting though.
Yeah. Currently, we are walking up the steps to this area here is the Acropolis. Right, all of this is the Acropolis.
Okay.
The word Acropolis comes from two Greek words, akron, which means the furthest point or the extremity of a city, right? And then polis, which means city. Okay. So this was the further out, from Athens here. That's where the name Acropolis came from. And it has a lot of ruins and a lot of historical buildings. But obviously the biggest building is what we're here to see is the Parthenon, which is one of the world's oldest and most famous cultural ancient buildings in the world. So there's a lot of history. It's completed back in 438 BC, so it's been around almost as long as you have.
I saw that coming from a mile away. So I was asking about this path, and if the path is original or if this is just something that was made for tourists, and this is original, and it's all marble.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about BC times, right? And people walking through here, you know, with their gowns on and stuff like that. It's really a very historical,
Yeah.
you know. That the sound, whether you're sitting here or all the way in the front seat, sounds exactly the same. It's really amazing. I've been here to a couple of concerts. I've been here. I had a girlfriend that played music. I know.
So it's about the girlfriend.
Again, it's like 35 years ago, 40 years ago. But I came here with, she played music, and one of her teachers was given a concert here. It was opera. And that's the only reason why I came, because it was the girlfriend I wanted to come to see opera and all that. But you really feel like the music, no matter where you sit in this amphitheater, it sounds exactly the same. Like you're part of it. It's very hard to describe. And to imagine that this goes to BC, you know, before Christ, as far as the structuring it, building it by hand. And the engineering that went in to create this is just truly a marvel. We are at the entrance of the Parthenon. The Parthenon is a temple. It was actually made as a temple in honor of the goddess Athena. And over the years it served different purposes, mostly treasury. So they kept a lot of gold because it was the highest and most secure point in the city. So even though it was built originally for a temple for the goddess Athena, they just started using it as a bank to hide, you know, the gold and stuff. And that's why everybody that occupied Greece always came after this spot here. So remember what I told you earlier where the name Acropolis came from, the extremity, right? So when you come up here at this spot, you really understand, again, think about how many years ago we're talking about why they built it here on this rock. This is literally a big rock, but it's the highest point. And you can see all of Athens. Everywhere you look at the entire city. It's a little notable. You can see the Olympic Stadium there. That's where the first Olympics were ever held. That was the agora where all the shops would set up and buy your vegetables and your meats and stuff like that. So from here you pretty much can control the entire city. So yeah, it's pretty amazing to think about now that you combine like this entire chaos of concrete city living that we know.
Yeah.
This, after all these years, is still standing. It's really amazing to think about it. And even for me, I was just sitting here thinking before you came over, you know, my house, literally with no traffic, it's a little bit harder these days. So my house is 15 minutes north from here with no traffic at all. And growing up, you know, obviously I came here many times to school. You know, they'd have like day outings with the school on the buses and they'd bring us. But literally after I started growing up, I would pass through here almost every single day, and you just don't realize and
take it for granted.
You take it for granted, you really do. So it's good to come up here every now and again and just realize that you're part of something that is, you know, one of the greatest cultural, you know, buildings in the history of civilization and mankind. So you got to imagine, like, take all the concrete out and just imagine what it looked like.
What it looked like back then, yeah.
And you can look it up online. You can find the maps of exactly how it was laid out. But this was the most important. This is where the temple was. This is where the treasury was. And this is why, after all these years and all the invasions that we've had, in 1687, in one of the Ottoman invasions that we had, they fired cannonball, and it hit the area of the Parthenon that they had dynamite powder, and exploded, and it really just crumbled the entire thing, right? So if it wasn't for mankind, this building would look like
even
exactly
better.
the day
Really?
as it was built, because it's marble. It's very hard for you to, you know, even with the elements for its break. So everything that's happened to this has been by somebody putting their hand, whether it's been invasions and wars, thieves, the Elgin statues, which are in Europe, positioned somewhere outside of Greece. We've been fighting, you know, for 30 years to bring them back. They were literally stolen out of here and transported out. So a lot of people have, you know, I don't know if rape is the right word, but they've really come inside of here and just took some of the stuff here that belongs to Greece, and they're displaying it in museums in Europe, which is very, very unfortunate. And it's all because the country is a poor country and they can't protect the way that they should. But if it wasn't for wars and people trying to invade and steal, this would have looked like the day they had built it. It's built to last. So after all these invasions and all this, you know, destruction of such a marvel, the government decided that in 1983 they're going to start rebuilding it and make it safe for people to visit. So in 1983 it was a big move made to at least get it up to allow tourists to come in. But it's a very tenuous, I mean, it just takes so long. See this, but it's massive, and to bring it, you know, to date and with the right materials and all that, it just takes very long, and the government keeps running out of money because that's a government-funded project. So in 1991 they stopped because they ran out of money, and then they started again in 1997, and this project has been going on for 22 years, and you see where we still are, just a long way before it can be called completed.
Is the goal to have people be able to go in there again?
Correct.
Yeah.
Because if you see inside, I mean, you're seeing what you're seeing here, but this depth inside, there were safe areas inside where you'd go down and hide stuff, and obviously the treasury was there. So you can imagine it's going to be really, really interesting. It's just unsafe. I mean, one of these falls down on your head, you know.
That's not good.
That's not good. They also have to dig through the pieces, because once, you know, it was exploded, for example, and the pieces fell, now you have to dig through all this rubble to find where one little rock that might have broken off. And you can see that back there, where they've actually matched up new pieces with old pieces. Can you imagine having to go through all this rumble and finding that one piece that goes on one
it's like a big
specific
puzzle.
Oh, you're sweating like poor in the church.
Well,
you're sweating like an American at the Parthenon.
Actually, not as bad as I would be sweating if I didn't live in Florida anymore.
Later. Next time, I promise. I'll come back. I'm gonna go drink a little bit and I come back.
You want some more? You want some more meat?
No.
Red stuff with meat?
I'm good. I'm good right now. I'm so full.
All right, let's go do a shot.
Let's go do a shot.
I don't know how you drink
Yeah.
in America,
Yeah.
but in Greece,
Yeah.
we have a water bottle here,
That's a water bottle.
and this is an alcohol bottle.
This is alcohol.
It's literally alcohol
It is.
in a dispenser.
Yeah, I know.
And we come over here,
Yeah.
because it's our good friend. We have to see our good friend first, and also because we want alcohol.
Yeah, but that's true.
Look.
Okay.
That's it.
No, I'm definitely not drinking all that.
Come on.
No, that's too much. Okay. Wait. I know. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. Can't drink alone, right?
Cheers, mate.
Never drink alone.
Cheers. Yaman.
Wait. 𝗍𝗵𝗂𝗧𝗍𝗪.
Yaman.
Yeah. You know what it reminds me of?
Mutai.
The Mutai in China a little bit. You can drink one and you can't do another one right after it.
Right. It's like tea.
It takes a good 3 to 5 minutes to go all the way down.
It really
and
does.
then maybe you can have another one. It's strong.
Yeah.
It's very, very
It's a
strong.
Cretan drink called the 𝗏.
Yeah. Also very good for removing paint and cleaning mods.
You want to make a picture of me, hand carved in wood, and put it over your bed? He can make it.
You can make it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I don't want that though. I really don't want that though.
Can I taste your juice?